Sophie Cunningham goes in the post-game press conference and confirms what we've all known all along.
We've kind of wavered a little bit on that. We have our own islands.
This locker room is split, and she uses the term different islands going on in this locker room.
Sophie literally says there's a little thing going on in the locker room.
That's not good. That's not good to hear.
Interview ad Cunningham 10 officially. It's broken. 2 minutes ago, Sophie Cunningham murmured those 4 words into a hot mic, sending shockwaves across the WNBA and beyond. What's the worst? She wasn't referring to a PR nightmare, a sprained ankle, or even a botched team agreement. She was referring to the dressing room used by the Indiana Fever. Tension permeates the room like fog, where words have been substituted by looks. The acclaim is overshadowed by quiet. And directly in the storm's eye, Caitlin Clark left all by herself. What began as a promising rookie season has now devolved into something more repulsive than anyone could have ever envisioned. And just when supporters thought things couldn't get any worse, they did. As athletes unfollow each other, insiders leak, and cryptic tweets go viral, Sophie Cunningham has finally confirmed the worst. However, what actually took place in that locker room? What has made Caitlin Clark the outsider all of a sudden? What horrifying revelation did Sophie nearly reveal but swiftly retract? They don't want you to hear.
Is there anything that Sophie Cunningham said?
I think that we've kind of wavered a little bit on that. We have our own island.
It's been a disaster. The good teams can keep the locker room together.
Hear this story. However, you're going to. Keep watching because everything will change in the next 5 minutes. It should have been a dream. The golden girl of college basketball is Caitlin Clark, passed down through generations. A moving highlight reel. It seemed fated when she was selected by the Indiana Fever in the draft. Jerseys were flying off the shelves, ticket sales were soaring, and the WNBA was suddenly trending like never before. However, something darker was simmering underneath the TV deals and sold-out arenas, since not everyone was prepared for the performance by Caitlin Clark. And in that changing room, she was not embraced by everyone. After practice, they didn't even give her a glance. Anonymous Fever employee exposed through a phony Reddit post, the indications were mild at first. Is a missed high five? A lack of enthusiasm during warm-ups? Perhaps it was tension from competition, or perhaps it was nerves. Whispers quickly turned into stares, though. And hush replaced the glances. Last year's no. One was Aaliyah Boston. It was anticipated that
Caitlin Clark is the star player of the WNBA.
The most popular woman ever in the WNBA, Caitlin
Clark's collegiate adversary and first pick would be her soulmate. Fans, however, observed no group interviews. There are no Instagram lives, not even a victory selfie to celebrate. She seems to feel like a visitor on squad, in my opinion. A Fever staff interns leaked direct message: the WNBA has long taken pride in its sisterhood and unity. However, the sisterhood fell apart as soon as Caitlin entered. Let's go back in time. Do you recall the 2023 college season? Clark's Iowa versus South Carolina in Boston. A circus of the media. A national preoccupation. History created trash talk. Headlines, deep-seated animosity, too. While others in the league had to struggle for respect in the background, many thought Clark was given stardom. And now, she carried that grudge into the professional ranks. Some athletes believe she is, robbing them of the recognition they have earned over the years, according to a fake ESPN panelist insider leak. Coaches even had to meet behind closed doors to discuss culture clashes, rather than performance, character, existence, strength. Remember what transpired during the game in Las Vegas? No one on Clark's team stepped up when she was elbowed hard. Nobody stood up for her. Nobody flinched at all. Twitter took off. For hours, the hashtag #StandByCaitlin was trending. It spoke it all in that
Is the needle. Caitlin is boxed off.
Caitlin Clark is the star. Everything else is wrapped around her, and everything else is revolving around her. She's Rookie of the Year in the WNBA.
that instant. She is not among them. A fan left a tweet with 1 million views. Now let's introduce Sophie Cunningham. Frank. Fearless. A league veteran who has been observing the development of this storm. She may not have realized it was live when she leaned into the microphone 2 minutes ago during what should have been a standard courtside interview and revealed the shocking news. It's officially broken. The changing area. The chemistry. The faith lost. However, what took place? Who is betraying whom? Caitlin is being iced out. Why? What transpired on the night that she was allegedly abandoned in the locker room, sobbing in private as her teammates laughed in the hallway? There's more to than tension. Goes beyond simple jealousy. This slow-motion implosion was triggered by Sophie Cunningham. A door was smashed first. The shouting followed, would throw WNBA fans into a frenzy, setting Indiana Fever practice facility date. 3 days prior to Sophie's high-profile moment source, a malfunctioning phone in a gym bag. The audio, which is only 27 seconds long, has the power to destroy everything. Stop spoiling her. She can leave the locker.
Sophie Cunningham, in the post-game interview, speaks on this team and the islands within the locker
room if she can't handle the heat. Then laughing. Unknown Fever player, purportedly Naya Lisa Smith. Not the enjoyable type. It's the kind that makes fun of others. In other words, you're not one of us. According to insiders, the violent scrimmage preceded the explosion. Caitlin was dominating, hitting logo threes and dropping dimes. However, one player reportedly whispered to her, "Why don't you go sell more jerseys?" As she celebrated a hard and one layup, Caitlin stopped. There was silence in the room. Then there was mayhem. According to reports, coach sides had to intervene and call off the session early. However, the harm had already been done. Follow room split into factions at that point. Leaked notes from a fake assistant coach on one side. The veterans are defensive of the league's past and angry at the media's fixation on the rookie. On the opposite side, few of Clark's silent supporters were profoundly troubled by the way she was being treated, but were too scared to speak up. What came next? A betrayal that nobody anticipated. Only a few hours later, a private group conversation called Fever Family Only was leaked to a sports gossip account. It was also unsightly. Some of the purported screenshots are as follows. Player A, "I swear I'm leaving if she tries," to lead another timeout huddle.
Caitlin Clark, plasters over all the cracks. She realistically plasters over all the cracks of this team. This team is not structured well.
Player B, her only purpose is to obtain her highlights, not a true colleague. Player C, give her space to sit by herself. Perhaps she will discover why no one is interested in her. A sequence of emojis, including clown emojis, concludes the exchange for Caitlin Clark. The fans were taken aback. During a post-game press conference, Clark's teammates made fun of her behind her back while grinning. The treachery was heartbreaking. This would be a major scandal if it occurred according to accounts. Clark did not board the team bus the same evening. She reportedly sobbed as she departed alone, accompanied by a Fever employee. Nobody on the squad texted her. Not a single teammate showed up. The final humiliation followed a TikTok that went viral. The complete Fever team at a team dinner. I'm laughing, toasting, rejoicing in a victory. However, Caitlin wasn't present. She was not invited. Comments were swamped by fans asking, "Where's Caitlin? Why do they never mention her?" This is energizing Mean Girls. 20 minutes later, the video was removed. However, it was too late. The first twist was then revealed. The Fever's public relations team was cautioned to get ahead of potential optics regarding team unity in a leaked email purportedly from a WNBA official. In plain sight, it was damage control. The true kicker, though, you may need to prepare a statement. Case Caitlyn requests a transfer, was one of the email's unsettling lines.
They never said that last year. It was never said, like, she's not questioning the locker room, not saying there's locker room issues, because there's a big difference between a locker room not being super close and there not being issues. And everything about the Fever last year was protect the locker room, protect the locker room, protect the locker room.
A change already. The team's face, the league lifter, the ticket seller. And the rookie sensation already looking for a way out. And it gets worse. According to reports, Sophie Cunningham, the athlete who sparked this controversy with her, remarked that it's officially broken, spoke with Caitlyn in private. A leaked direct message that has gone viral on fan forums. Sophie, I've seen before. Don't allow them to push you away. The issue is not with you. Why is Sophie talking now then? Why is the code of silence being broken exclusively by her? And worst of all, what else is she aware of? Because Sophie has been receiving details from someone inside that locker room. It's the altercations, the chains of words, even the coach's private annoyances. A mole is present. Whoever it is wants everyone to know what's actually going on behind those locker room doors. However, before anyone could blame, boom, there's a second twist. Don't think the locker room leak was the high point, because Caitlin Clark's betrayal came from the person she trusted the most, just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse. Reddit users discovered a private burner account late last night that was purportedly connected to a member of the Fever organization. The account, at BBAllTruths212. For weeks, a faceless, mysterious profile had been publishing scathing posts. No pictures, not a bio, only heat. What about the content? Specifically targeted, specific individual. She weeps with each setback. Tell her that is no longer Iowa. Aaliyah made an effort to get in touch. She abandoned her. Don't be duped. She is not a victim. She simply plays one well. Fans started piecing together the hints. Same words that were used in other post-game interviews. Matching typos. Grace Berger, a former Fever teammate who was previously shown giggling on the sidelines. Following Caitlyn's benching, even briefly followed the account in a snapshot. Hold on, Grace. During training camp, Caitlyn shared a room. On day one, the player openly referred to her as my girl. And now, the purported serpent. The burner account vanished within an hour of Reddit's discovery. However, thousands of screenshots were taken first. Her own pal was betrayed by her. This is ill. The twist is that it wasn't simply the burner. Fan tweet, 98K likes. The timing was the problem. Because a tweet from Caitlyn's real account went public just minutes after the account disappeared. It's only 5 words. No tags, there is no punctuation. The fans went crazy when he said, "You think I don't know?" Was she trying to tell her teammates something? Was the burner account at issue? Was it for the media, the coach, or the league? Everybody had a theory. Nobody knew the answers. Then the following wave of WNBA players from all throughout the league arrived. A wave of emojis, subtweets, and cryptic tweets that made social media a boiling pot. Woo! Said Kelsey Plum, "You guys are definitely getting dirty out here." Not everyone in that locker room is who they seem, said Sabrina Ionescu. Arik Ogunbowale. That's why I stay in my lane, said Lexi Brown. This league has too many oddballs. Even Caitlyn's nemesis, Angel Reese, posted a TikTok grinning to a recording that read, "Sometimes the villain is actually the victim." What's going on? Is there a frame for Caitlyn? Was the turmoil in the locker room designed to make her leave? And who is providing Sophie Cunningham with the leaks? This is where things go nuclear. According to a purported industry insider who went by the handle at inside.arcwNBA, players never received the original locker room message that included the warning about unity and optics. Only executives could attend. However, Caitlyn managed to obtain a copy. She isn't simply being attacked. She is retaliating silently. Inside the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, who has been suspended from Twitter, playing her own game, quiet, tactical. She had one eye on the court and the other on the mayhem that was going on all around her and admirers. They're organizing. The hashtags, hashtag justice for Caitlin, hashtag free Clark, hashtag fever fallout, and hashtag she deserved better are going viral. But there's another darker one that's also trending. Hashtag Caitlin out, since she is not supported by everyone. According to some supporters, she is the issue. According to the media darling, the team is finally taking their power back. That far from uplifting the league, her presence has caused division. Being extras on the Caitlin Clark show is getting old to them. Viral Medium piece by a fake sports columnist isn't only about basketball anymore. It's a personal matter. Sentimental. Political legacy and allegiance are at odds. History versus hype. A single lady versus a team's silence. During a surprise Instagram Live, Sophie Cunningham dropped one more grenade just when fans thought it had peaked. She said it in a gravely serious tone and with cryptic energy. You guys better hope the next leak doesn't come out, because everyone will see the truth if it does everything. She then put an end to the live stream. No background, no justification. Just 14,000 individuals in startled stillness, staring at a black screen. The internet is ablaze. The entire basketball world is on fire, so forget about it. And in the middle of it all, Caitlin Clark in a changing locker room into a battleground. Hashtags soared into the millions overnight. Hashtag free Clark, hashtag fever fakes, hashtag she was left alone, hashtag Caitlin out, and most terrifying of all, hashtag WNBA exposed OnlyFans were involved now. The drama had transcended the realm of sports and was featured in national discussion programs, the mainstream media, and even the foreign press. A Shakespearean tragedy set in the present day, complete with sweatpants and sneakers. False. New York Times opinion piece, let's dissect it. Social media is a battleground. Twitter X has become a battlefield, with fan bases launching virtual blows from all directions. Supporters of Team Caitlin claim that her envious coworkers, who can't handle the attention she attracts, are bullying, isolating, and undermining her. She inserts her butt into seats. She brings cash. You treat her like this. At CaitlinArmy_. Supporters of Team Fever say she is rude, entitled, and doesn't fit in with the team's culture. It's not a one-woman show. It's called chemistry. At Alia SCN 2-3-in-1 trending post, which had over 11 million views, Caitlin's path was likened to Taylor Swift joining a punk band. You can't expect love right away by throwing a pop star into a close-knit group of players who have been at odds for years. Families don't operate that way. Others, however, remarked, what sort of family makes one of its members cry in a changing room? Athletes and celebrities are weighing in. Even non-basketball fans are now chatting. Drake shared a picture of Clark wearing his jersey along with the words, "Keep your head up." The real ones don't talk. The fans went crazy. Is Drake. Supporting Caitlin instantly went viral. Issa Rae tweeted, "If this is how you treat your stars, you don't deserve women's sports." In a since-deleted tweet, LeBron James stated, "I've been there. The knives emerge when the spotlight strikes." When Whoopi Goldberg interrupted a program on The View, she said, "I don't care what anyone says if they left that girl alone in that locker room. I want to know why." This was a shocking moment. Boom. It's not just sports fans anymore. It's the culture, the political situation, the country. WNBA is in crisis mode. League officials are fretting in the background. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert allegedly conducted an emergency call with team executives titled Crisis Narrative, Indiana Containment, according to sources read, phony insiders. The session's leaked slides contained words like Caitlin Clark Crisis Management Plan and player empowerment versus star bias. Prepare for investigation questions and avoid media snowballing. Yes, you read correctly. Investigation. Because There are now rumors that the league may conduct an internal investigation on the Fever's alleged treatment of Caitlin Clark. The WNBA is dealing with a player abuse issue, if even a small portion of is accurate. But not everyone is interested in an investigation, said the fake CBS Sports anchor. The reverse is what some players desire: silence, privacy, and command. An unnamed WNBA veteran shared on her Instagram story, "You desired her. She was hyped by you. You handle her." The Fever's purported removal of a framed Caitlin Clark poster from the practice hallway, which was captured on security camera footage and leaked to a fan Discord server, was possibly the coldest moment yet. A lone figure can be seen in the video walking, pulling down the picture, and throwing it in a staff bin. Supporters are referring to it as symbolic erasure. The group hasn't dealt with it. The disagreement is now worldwide. Even fans from other countries are divided. The headline on the Canadian sports website Ball North read, "Clark frozen out. The Fever's frostest feud yet." This is America's next Serena Williams moment, and the question is, will the system protect her or punish her? A Sky Sports commentator stated live. Support for Australian basketball erupted on Twitter. "Don't leave your MVP sitting alone, y'all. Never. The harm has spread beyond the area. This is a worldwide dispute. What's the worst? It hasn't ended yet." Because the twist that alters everything is coming up next. Finally, the one person no one anticipated speaking up does. Additionally, it completely flips the story. The silence was broken just as the league was preparing for a media meltdown when players were avoiding interviews. Fans were at odds, and even the merchandise team fell silent. Directly from Caitlin Clark. It wasn't a press conference either. No clever public relations team. No well-crafted apology. No emotional ESPN interview. It was only a black and white hazy video. At 3:14 a.m., she uploaded to her Instagram story. No caption. Caption. No background, no music. Only her face. Red-eyed, lack of sleep. Uncooked. Then, just one sentence. "They believe that when I enter a room, I don't hear what they have to say." Boom, the internet went down. Don't be dramatic. No names, only suffering. But in some way, it was the strongest thing she had ever done. Because the real twist started as soon as that clip was released. "You only know half the story," tweeted Erica Wheeler, a veteran point guard who left the Fever last season. That same morning, a former Fever player breaks the code of silence. "However, I observed how they discussed her before she even appeared." Wait, what? That means the drama didn't begin when Clark joined. Before she had entered the building, it was already in the making. An hour later, it was verified by a Reddit leak from a former Fever staffer. At the conclusion of the previous season, there were discussions about not letting a rookie come in and steal the spotlight. The society became defensive very quickly. Was more than just backlash then, was a planned action. The tension in the locker room, the rolling of the eyes, the loneliness, the forgotten invites. Planned. The last nail in the coffin, too. Another leaked recording, this one purportedly from a team-building exercise prior to the season's start. "She's just here for the cameras," a player is heard saying in it. "We arrived first." The other participants chuckle. What about the coach? Quiet. Caitlin was set up to fail. The story has completely changed. She wasn't simply disregarded. They were after her. Labeled her the issue. They made fun of her, iced her out, and waited for her to lose it. Fans and fake sports blogger at the WYAWYBA whistle. They are awakening. Old videos of Clark attempting to rouse the squad while on the benches, players gazed at the floor being unearthed by TikTokers. Analyze body language. YouTubers are rewatching news conferences. In fan modifications, Billie Eilish songs and quotes from Mean Girls are superimposed over Caitlin's suffering in slow motion. Here's the last eerie surprise, though. It was someone from the league, not Sophie, who was the mole, just a few minutes earlier. An anonymous leak on Twitter using the handle @WNBA Leaks247 exposed that Sophie Cunningham wasn't acting alone. Everything was being fed to her hand, not by a teammate. From a high-ranking league marketing official? What? An official from the league causing internal harm maintained Caitlyn's popularity. To keep the fire going, to increase debate engagement and hits, because controversy is worth money. Fans are now questioning, was the whole locker room fallout permitted to occur? Did the WNBA intentionally release this information to the public profit from the drama? They didn't keep her safe. They took advantage of her. And just as viewers were going crazy, arguing, speculating, and yelling, Caitlin Clark's Instagram story was updated once more. Only 3 words. This time, no video. I'm not finished. Cliffhanger, no more. She only said that. No interviews. Don't cry. Just a heads up. And now fans are going crazy. Will she be leaving the Fever? Will she give names? Will she criticize the league? What will happen the next time she enters that locker room is possibly the most terrifying question of all. This is not the end of the story. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you believe actually took place in the locker room of the Fever? Did Caitlin Clark experience bullying? Was she just another inexperienced person who couldn't cope with the heat? Or was the whole meltdown planned from the top to generate WNBA excitement, views, and likes? We will be showcasing the most outrageous theories in our upcoming film, so please share your thoughts in the comments right now. Do you believe Caitlyn ought to insist on a trade? Do the players who allegedly targeted her need to be punished? By the league? Should Caitlyn call names and destroy the entire system? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Team Caitlyn, Team Fever, Team Everyone's Lying. Keep in mind that we're monitoring every mysterious tweet, burner post, and whisper in the locker room. When someone makes a mistake again, we'll be the first to break it. If you're as surprised as we are, hit the like button. If you want to see the next twist before anybody else does, hit the subscribe button, and switch on that alert. Since the following chapter, it will arrive sooner than you anticipate. And believe us, whoever speaks next could end up destroying it all. Goes beyond mere theatrics. This is an accountability. See you in the second part.